want to show you guys how to go ahead and edit your text messages, what they say, and when they go out, and all those settings. So to do that, from the dashboard, you're going to go to Marketing, and then Campaigns. So here we have 3 campaigns set up. Each campaign is a set of messages going out one after the other. It could be text messages, emails, and a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to go to this main one here, and I have it named number 1 because this is the first one that goes out when they fill out the form. Then this one is the follow-up if they don't respond, and then this is a review request after we provide the service. That's just how I choose to name mine. I've tried different ways and drove myself crazy. But this one here, number 1, so if you click on here, you can see that we have at 0 minutes, this email goes out. At 5 minutes, this text goes out, and then another 30 seconds, this text goes out. So let's start from the beginning here. Campaign configuration is going to tell you the settings as to when this happens. So if you go to campaign configuration, all of this stuff, the email and the 2 texts, happen when it's Monday through Sunday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So if you're using when, what that means is that it will, if they fill out the form, because we have this set under triggers. If you create your own and those will just happen, we can talk about triggers in a different video. But because this is already set up, when somebody fills out the form, which again I defined earlier, and when it's Monday through Sunday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., these things will happen. When it's not Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., it will wait until the next day and then send again at 10 a.m. If you switch it to if, then it will send if it's between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. If it's not between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., then it will not send at all. Little tricky working with these. I just stick to when, but I'll show you guys how you can do it on a message-to-message basis to set up, after hours or weekend messages to go out. So that's how these go. So if you want to go ahead and you say, you know what, I'm not texting people too early or too late, or I want to change my hours for between summer, this is where you would do it, generally speaking. Also here, you can set the from subject for the emails. The from address and the from name. So I have it here. Party Rentals is who it's from, and you can put your email, or I forgot what it defaults to, but you can change that here as well. This is really important, guys. Allow multiple and stop response. Allow multiple means that if people fill out the form more than one time, if the same person fills out the form, then it will go ahead and send them those messages again. I don't want that for this particular campaign because I don't want them to know that it's a bot. For this, in this instance, I want it to feel human. So I do not allow multiple. If the same person fills out the form twice, then they only get it once. Stop on response will also stop texting them when they respond. I don't want that either in this particular case. How I have mine set up is it'll send out an email, and then it'll say, hey Tariq, and then it'll send this. So if they say, hey Tariq, and then the customer responds, hey, who's this? And I have stop on response on, I've made that mistake. It will just stop messaging them. So in this setup, I don't want to do that. I want to keep going for this campaign. Even if they respond, I want to keep going. You can set it to where it keeps, following up with them. Hey, we haven't heard back from you, blah, blah, blah. And it'll keep going, sending emails, texts, whatever, until they respond. If you wanted to do that, that's how you'd set that up. But that's the basic setup. Now, what if you want to send some stuff at a certain time and other stuff at a different time? So for example, if it's between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Sunday, I want to send them a text, but if it's after hours, I just want to send an email. So that's how I have this set up right here. So even though this still is within this campaign, you can give each step its own rules. So if I go to edit here, by default, it's like this. So I gave it a custom time, and I said when I want this to go out when it's Monday through Sunday, and I want to go 12 a.m. to 11:30. I think if you put 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., it'll do 24/7. I'm not 100% sure. So, you're risking missing 30 minutes here, but I probably should test it. But this will override the campaign configuration if you set this per step. So we just did a pretty cool setup for someone else. I'll show you guys how we did that. This automatically saves. And by the way, guys, I recommend you leave this be. This has been, I've tried 20 different ways and 20 different things and how to say things. And some people are like, yeah, you know, I don't like that you split these two messages up. I totally get it, but trust me, I've been there. I'm the finickiest person you've ever met. I have to keep, you know, changing things up and trying new things. And I've tried and split tested a lot of stuff. This setup works. And you guys know it works because if you go to campaigns, you'll see your reply rate. Your reply rate is going to be above 50%. Most people are like 10% and less. So if you're lucky, you'll hit 30% with email and stuff. So if you're anywhere above 50%, that's a bonus. Most people are getting 50 to 75%. So look at this number here, and that's not a coincidence. I've worked hard to get you guys up to that number. But if you did want to, let me show you here. All right, so we just set this up. In this particular case, this person wanted to have a different message go out when the office was closed versus when it's open. So here we still have this same setup. They didn't want to send out any text on weekends. So if somebody fills out the form on Friday, it'll wait till Monday to text them. But as far as the communications, we have an email that goes out 24/7. So it'll override this because it's 12 a.m. to 11:30. We have an office closed weekdays text. And this goes out, the way we set it up is we put, if it's Monday through Friday between 4 p.m. and 9 a.m., then we want to send this message. And so we have a closed one and we have an open one. So if you can see it here. So if it's Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 9 a.m., we're going to send this message. If it's we'll look at this one here. If it's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., then we send this message. So we have an office closed and office open, and we also have weekends, and then this is the second one. So that's how you do that. You know, you set your default here, and then you can set a, but again, notice we did not use when. For all of these, we used if. If you use when, then they're going to get multiple messages. So that's pretty much how you go ahead and take a look at your campaigns and messages. If you really want to build up some courage to try some of these new things, you're more than welcome to. But if you click add event, you can do SMS and email, which are the most popular, but you can also, believe it or not, call and voice drop. These two are very popular or powerful, and you're probably wondering how the hell does it do that? Excuse my language. But this one actually, you can. This one will call you and tell you to press 1 to call the person. So it'll say, you know, if you set it up, you can put a whisper message, and it'll tell you, hello, this is Event Hawk. You have a new lead. Their name is press any key to connect. You do that. You do want to set a timeout for this one, like 20 seconds, and then it will call you, and you'll open a phone, and it'll tell you that message. You press 1, and it'll call them. The other one is the voicemail one. This one will, you can pre-record a message, drop it in here, and set a time for it to go out. And what it'll do is it'll call the customer, ring one time, and hang up, and then leave them a message. And you could make it sound totally normal, like, oh, hey, you know, you were just on our site. I just wanted to make sure we had your date available. Looks like I have your name and email. What date did you want? Give me a call back. And it'll leave them a voicemail. I haven't played too much with this one. I think it's a pretty awesome feature. But really, the whole point of everything we're doing in here is this number here. This number. And this reply rate here. So this one's at 43%. And this one did have some changes. This one was customized, but you know, you guys know your numbers. If you look at, you know, some of your numbers here, I know this one's good. All zeros. No. All right, give it a sec. There you go. So this is the main one. 72%. This is what I've worked hard to come up with, guys. So I know you're going to be excited, and some of you guys are going to want to try new things, but this works. You can try the voice drop, you can try the call, but the whole point is getting this number up. So what I do is I try different things. So this is the one that I set up. This particular client also wanted to try their own thing, you know, with like adding a zip code, and that's at 59%. So it's, if you do want to try something new, create a new campaign and link it to the to the form, which I'll show you how to do in a different video. But don't just make changes because you want to kind of see the difference. And remember, we're all about data-driven decisions. So this here is 72%. This is phenomenal. I wouldn't change anything. I would stick to this. If you want to try something new, then you can go in here and add new things. But remember, the whole point is to get this number up. So always come back to this number. If whatever you did brought it up after like 50 contacts, then great, it's working. But 72%, anything above 50, 60, that's awesome. I'm done blabbering. You guys have a great day. Try this out. Let me know if you guys have any questions.